WNYathletics.com would like to thank today's sponsors. Howard Hanna Real Estate Services. Ready to sell your home? Visit howardhanna.com today. Howard Hanna. Home happens here. Western New York Immediate Care, with 4 convenient locations in the Buffalo area: Amherst, Buffalo, Depew, Lancaster, and Orchard Park. Western New York Immediate Care is now offering telemedicine services to provide you care anytime, anywhere. Visit WNY Immediate Care on-site or virtually at wnyImmediatecare.com. Logistics Plus Buffalo is your go-to resource for all your transportation needs. LP moves freight of all shapes and sizes all across the world. Call LP Buffalo today at 716-877-9653 or email buffalo@logisticsplus.com. AdPro Sports. AdPro is the largest team sports dealers and brand merchandise providers in the nation. For a variety of custom merchandise solutions, from apparel to promotional items, visit adprosports.com. Empire Electric. For all your home, business, or office electrical needs, call Empire Electric at 716-634-0330. Free estimates and financing available for all customers. Empire Electric. Call 716-634-0330.
Live from Kenmore West High School. This afternoon's game, high school football, Niagara Wheatfield. Live from Kenmore West, we're just underway as the Blue Devils get a kickoff return from Jermaine Atkins out to about their own 43-yard line. Kenmore West in the blue pants, blue helmets, black jerseys, and the blue numbers with the white trim. Niagara Wheatfield in the white jerseys, black pants, and black helmets. I'm Stu Boyer along with Tom Prince on a sunny, cool, and very windy afternoon, Tom.
Yeah, it really, sitting up here, you would think it's a gorgeous day. It is a little cold outside, right? But I'll tell you, a perfect weather for a football game. No doubt about that, Stu.
Well, in many of the baseball games you and I have done, the wind has been a factor, and we'll see how it plays out here. There is a stiff breeze as Atkins breaks through, and look at him go. He will go all the way for the touchdown on the first play from scrimmage, and Kenmore West takes a 6-0 lead on a 63-yard run.
What more do you say than wow there, right?
Yeah.
I mean, he just does. Your offensive line opens the hole and show off that speed.
And once he got through, somebody had him very briefly, and he was able to break that tackle. So a great run by Jermaine Atkins to give Kenmore West a fabulous start with 11:40 to go in the first quarter. And the Blue Devils will try to go for the 2-point conversion. And they will hand it off, coming to the near side and walking into the end zone for the 2-point conversion is Atkins, and it's 8-0 Kenmore West, 20 seconds into the game.
You know, I'll tell you, we already know that Atkins can do it, right? But I'm going to tell you, how many times have you heard about a football player here in Western New York, right, that 2 weeks ago goes to the wide receiver point and goes for over 250 yards at wide receiver, then says, you know what, we're going to run you this week, and you're going to be the running back, and it goes for 250 yards by running back.
Ooh.
Right? Well, that's this gentleman we're talking about right out here, right? Atkins is exactly that man, just showing his versatility. Last year, we saw him come on strong in the second half because they moved him to running back, and now you're seeing his versatility this year where he's done it both from the receiver standpoint and the running standpoint. This kid's the real deal, I'll tell you that, Stu.
So now Kenmore West will kick off. The Niagara Wheatfield Falcons won the coin toss, deferred, kicked off to the Blue Devils, and I think it's fair to say it didn't quite work out the way they hoped it would. So now we'll see what the Falcons are able to do offensively as they get set for the kickoff here.
And we're going to talk a little bit about the quarterback over here with Niagara Wheatfield, right? You and I both know him not only as a standout on the football field, but a standout on the basketball court where he'll be playing the next level.
And there's an onside kick, but it's not quite going to go far enough. And I don't know if it will roll out of bounds or not, but they tried an onside kick, and the ball died at about the Kenmore West 48-yard line. And I believe that will be Niagara Wheatfield ball right there.
Yep.
Interesting that they tried an onside kick, and now it didn't work, so they'll give up some field position.
Unfortunately, the ball did not go 10 yards. 1st and 10 for the Falcons on the Blue Devil 48-yard line.
So Niagara Wheatfield takes over in great field position, as we'll get a look at Alexander Fletcher at quarterback. As Tom mentioned, we've seen him many times on the basketball court, and he's a lot of fun to watch there.
And you may get confused because he does go by Xander, so it really is. You could call him so many different ways, but that's their quarterback.
And there's a pitch to the far side, and getting some running room and some good yards before getting knocked out of bounds is Dylan Pringle. He got about 8 yards. That's a good run.
And I'll tell you, we're going to get into this later on in the game, Stu, probably as we go on here a little bit, but this A division that both these teams are a part of is a complete mess right now. We said it was going to be, right? But West Seneca West defeating Will East right now, and then McKinley going into overtime and beating Sweet Home really has put a wrench into this division right here to see exactly if they're going to get 3 teams in one of the divisions in the A division.
2nd and 2. Fletcher comes to the near side, and now it looks like he's going to run. And it looks like he's just got enough for a first down. It was 2nd and 2, and that should move the change. Kind of held the ball out there a little bit and got away with it.
Nice spin move you saw, though, that he actually helped himself get that first down.
So it's a 2-yard gain and a first down from the 39-yard line for the Falcons.
It's funny, Stu, you almost call that a coverage run, right? Because it looked like he was looking to pass the ball, but the coverage was very well covered by Ken West. And then what he do, try to find that spot, find that hole right there to be able to get that first down.
And he will hand it off to Pringle straight up the middle. And that's another good first down gain, about 5 or 6 yards. So Kenmore West, coming off that big win over Williamsville East, Coach Haynes told me before the game he thinks they'll get a little shot of confidence from that win, and they fell a little short against McKinley and Sweet Home and came back to beat East.
That's a big win because that's right now setting them up.
Yes, and there goes Pringle. He's got a first down and a few yards more. He's inside the 25-yard line. The officials for today's game: Jim Marchek, the referee; Mike Courtney, the umpire; Steve Hanica, the linesman. The line judge is Edwin Streety, and the back judge is Augie Taboni. And those are your officials for today's game. And it's 1st and 10 from the 29-yard line as the Falcons are trying to take advantage of that great field position when the Blue Devils tried an onside kick that didn't quite go the way they wanted to. And there's a handoff. Oh, the ball is out, picked up by the Blue Devils, but the whistle blows. They handed that one off to Tremel Matthews.
So they're saying it's not a handoff.
What are they saying?
They're saying it was a pass.
Oh, it was a pass.
That's why they're saying he didn't have possession of it right there.
That's a real big break because that was 6 points.
Yep, I totally agree with you, Stu. He said that's why the ref went like this with his hands, right? Juggled his hands right there because what he was saying was it was an incomplete, never had possession.
Well, Tremel Matthews couldn't hang on to that one. I don't know. They called it a pass. Looked like a pitch, but
yeah.
What do I know?
But you know that little thing where they just kind of let that's a pass. They call it in the NFL a pass too.
There's a handoff and not much room there for Pringle that time, and that'll bring up 3rd down. 3rd down. 3rd and 10 from the 24. Pringle stuffed for no gain that time. Well, they'll call it a 1-yard gain. Excuse me. It'll be 3rd and 9 from the 23-yard line. This is the first big 3rd down that Niagara Wheatfield has faced, and Xander Fletcher out of the shotgun. And we got a whistle and a flag on the play.
So, Stu, I got a chance to talk to Coach O'Brien before the game a little bit, and you know, he really is excited about this team. He's excited that the culture really is shifting right there, right? He's really seeing like practices getting better and better. The belief in this team, seeing positive things. That's a culture change that you're seeing there. And that is absolutely a direct response from that new head coach and the job he's doing right there.
Now here's Fletcher back to pass. It was a 5-yard offside penalty. Oh, nice catch, and inside the 10-yard line. And it's a first down for Niagara Wheatfield. Adam Kyler with a nice catch there. It was an offside penalty against Kenmore West that made it a 3rd and 4. And now it's a 1st and goal from Niagara Wheatfield from the 10-yard line. And Eric O'Brien, Tom, bringing what he's built from that basketball program to the football side of things. Fletcher hands it off to Pringle, and not too much room to run. It'll bring up 2nd down.
And I'll tell you, it does make it easier when your leader on the basketball court is your leader here on the football field, right? And he understands what coach wants, right? What coach desires, what coach is looking for, how to be successful. Those are all the things that come because of that relationship between coach and quarterback that's out there also.
2nd and 10. Excuse me, 2nd and goal for the Falcons. Fletcher once again in the shotgun. Back to pass. He's got time, still got time. Looks, throws toward the end zone, incomplete. Out of the end zone. Good effort there trying to make the catch. Sean Watson, the intended receiver, but it was too high and he kind of, I think he might have been throwing that one away a little bit.
Well, he had a guy in the backside. It was a little bit high, but he was trying to get it so only his guy could catch it, I think, which is sometimes very difficult to do as he's dancing along the sideline right there.
3rd and goal for the Falcons. Down 7-0, 7:54 to play here in the first quarter. Now Fletcher back to pass. He throws toward the end zone, incomplete. Intended for Tramel Matthews, and it'll bring up 4th and goal.
So listen to this mess right now in the A2 division, which is what we're talking about here, right?
Okay.
So McKinley is 4-0. They're leading the way.
Okay.
You've got Will East, who's 3-2. You've got Kenmore West, 3-2. You got West Seneca West now, 3-2. You've got Hamburg, 2-3, and you've got Sweet Home, 2-3.
That's a mess.
That's a mess right now. You could see that.
So 4th and goal. They're going to go for it. Fletcher back to pass. He throws, caught, and great tackling there as Jason Cirillo was brought down short of the end zone. It'll be 1st and 10, Kenmore West. They caught it. Cirillo tried to make a move, but was gang tackled by the Blue Devils. And it'll be 1st and 10, Kenmore West. Great stop by the Blue Devils.
So now some of the matchups, right? Will East at 3-2 still has to play McKinley, right? So that's going to be a tough game right there, right? Kenmore West, who we're right here right now, still has to play North Tonawanda, who has not won a game in the division yet, right there. So you got to think that's a positive right there for, Kenmore West as far as the schedule goes. And then West Seneca West still has to play Sweet Home.
Oh, my goodness. Atkins on the carry, and he gains about 6 yards, we'll call it. Well, that'll be a very interesting division.
It just shows it's gonna take a little bit to play out, and then McKinley still has Hamburg and Will East left.
Well, and now in a short run there and a short gain, in your opinion, can McKinley run the table?
Yes, they absolutely have the team to run it, but they could also be beaten too, right? There's some really good teams right here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? This is McKinley's gauntlet run right now that they're going through, with a huge win going into overtime against Sweet Home.
3rd and 3 from the 11. They'll give it to Atkins, and he's got the first down out to about the 17 or 18-yard line, where it'll be 1st and 10 for the Blue Devils. Excuse me. That was Holt on the first down carry. Marion Holt. 1st and 10 for the Blue Devils. 8-0, Kenmore West. And there's a handoff, and Atkins maybe a yard at no more than 2.
In on the tackle for the Falcons, number 33.
Hey, we just saw Tim Chifa in the stands. He normally does the Character Athlete Awards, right? He does stuff for us. He did the game last night, Jamestown Frontier.
Ooh.
Boy, but Jamestown really flexed their muscles in that one, right? Showed how good they are. But some huge games this week. There really was. How about Albion going to Cheektowaga and the shootout that was? It was, I think the final was it was 42-33, I think is what it was.
What a game. That was a fun game to watch.
Actually, our own Frank Wolf was there checking out the game, right? Warburton, 200, almost 300 yards he goes for.
And there goes Atkins on the far side. He's out close to the 30-yard line. How about that Lancaster-Bennett game?
Another great one, right? It's exactly what we thought, exactly what we were kind of predicting, right? It was going to be a close game. You saw Bennett kind of pull away right there. Boy, that line is something else to watch. I've been talking about it for a while, but what do we always say? That Lancaster coaching staff's going to be ready. They're going to have the game plan. They're going to do the right things, and they do it in that game as they keep it really close.
And Orchard Park with a big win, too.
Over Williamsville North.
And there's a short run straight up the gut. Mason Forney on the run.
So if McKinley wins next week and Ken West wins their game, they clinch the number 2 seed in the A2 division.
Now that'll certainly be interesting.
It's going to play out. So
And of course now the Section 6 championships at Highmark Stadium this year are Thursday and Friday in November. And no Friday, Saturday because the Bills are home.
because the
that
Bills
Sunday.
are home, they need some time to be able to get that field ready.
And there's another good run.
Go down, pick them up, right? True sportsmanship. That's a character athlete award guy right there. Just somebody who really makes a great play and then be able to help that guy right up. That's stuff you love to see, especially in high school sports.
So it's 2nd and 11 from the Blue Devils' 46-yard line. And now we get an empty backfield with Danny Klein there by himself. 3 wide receivers to the top of your screen and 2 down here at the bottom.
You knew a pass play was coming right after you said that, right?
Like I have that much power. Oh, but Klein's going to keep it himself, and he gets out close to midfield where it'll be 3rd down.
Danny Klein with the quarterback keeper takes the ball to the 49-yard line.
Gain of 3 or 4, and they'll call it 3rd and 8 for Kenmore West.
So, Stu, we'll have to tell the story last night at the Will North game, since you did bring up Will North and Orchard Park. And my son definitely left a stamp on the field in Will North, to say the least. That we'll tell everybody about here shortly.
Oh, that's a great way of putting it, Tom. I really like it. Very politely done. And there's a handoff, and coming to the near side and getting the first down, I believe, is Marion Holt. As Kenmore West continues the drive. He's knocked out of bounds. The ball will be spotted at about the 41 or 42-yard line. Will be a first down for the Blue Devils. They'll spot it at the Falcons' 41-yard line as the chains move down.
So, Stu, I look out in the field last night, and they go, your son's down out in the field about the 30-yard line. And I go, oh, no. And he's on all fours and hunched over and didn't know kind of what was going on. So I'll finish telling you here in a sec.
And there's a direct snap and going up the middle for about 4 or 5 yards. Bring up 2nd down as the Blue Devils continue to roll along, all on the ground here. So he's down.
Unfortunately, at halftime, I give him his inhaler back to him again. He took a second puff of the inhaler, which he probably shouldn't have done. And it did not mix with him very well. So he's out getting sick at about the 30-yard line, to the point where the trainer literally comes to me, he comes back, he goes, does your kid even chew his food out there? This is horrible what's going on out in the field.
Oh, my God.
But he takes one play off, and he's right back in the middle of things out there. It was he wasn't going to be stopped that game, I'll tell you that.
And there's the handoff to Atkins, going to the far side, brought down behind the line of scrimmage. Another big play. And is the ball out? Yes, Niagara Wheatfield recovers the fumble. Great defensive play there, and that will be Niagara Wheatfield's football.
And it looked like it was actually Christian Turner who actually recovered that one, number 56. Great job of recovering that one. You saw it as he was going down. The ball come out, squirted it out, got past a couple guys right there, and he comes up with it.
Someone made a nice play. Was it Turner who knocked it out too?
I couldn't tell who knocked it out, but I just saw who got it at the very end.
So it's 1st and 10 now for the Falcons, trailing 8-0 with 1:46 to play here in the opening quarter. The Falcons are at their own 43-yard line. Xander Fletcher at quarterback, and he'll just toss it to Pringle, who gets away from the first player but not the second, and a flag comes out, and we'll see what that flag is for. Mason Forney on the tackle as the officials huddle up. We'll keep an eye our eyes on the man in the white hat, Jim Martek, and see what the call is. Well, I haven't seen any signals.
Looks like they're talking to Coach Haynes right now and asking him if he wants to take the penalty or not.
Well, the Falcons are backing up. It's a holding call, and it's going against Niagara Wheatfield, and that'll back them up all the way back to their own 30-yard line.
But in all seriousness, I know I'm playing, obviously teasing Luke right there, but,
but good for him.
He had an incredible game. He really did. But I'm going to give this Will North team some credit. They really do look good, and they are going to be in the mix because they're in that A1 division right there, and they're coming up with a big game against Clarence right now that's going to decide who goes.
Fletcher throws, intercepted, picked off by the Blue Devils.
Fletcher's pass is intercepted.
Number 9, Jackson Amon with the interception, so back-to-back turnovers. And Fletcher's pass, that's just a really good play. He out-jumped the wide receiver to make the catch himself. It'll be 1st and 10 Blue Devils at their own 45-yard line.
We'll use the basketball metaphor. He went up and got that rebound before anybody else did, right?
Yes, he did.
Since we've been talking some basketball here with Coach O'Brien and Xander Fletcher right there.
Well, if you look at the flag out there, there's a really stiff breeze blowing. So I don't know.
It's going kind of, though, towards that end zone. So he was throwing with the wind on that one.
There's the handoff to Atkins, who's tripped up behind the line of scrimmage. Tayshawn Matthews got him again. That's not the first time we've heard the Matthews name making a tackle behind the line of scrimmage, or no gain there. It'll be 2nd and 10 as we're in the final minute of the first quarter. Kenmore West scored on the first play from scrimmage, converted the 2-point conversion. It's 8-0, and that's where we are right now. And we hope you're enjoying our game here on this Saturday afternoon here on Western New York Athletics. Kenmore West with 3 in the backfield, lined up behind the quarterback. Klein takes the snap, hands it off to the third man through. That's Atkins, and he buries into a defender and shoves Evan Belter backward. Wow, you don't see too many running backs flatten a defender like that too often.
And actually, I don't know if you saw, but before he got to them, he stiff-armed the guy before to get him so he couldn't touch him. So really uses his athletic ability and his moves at running back right there to make that happen.
It's 3rd and 4, the final 15 seconds of the quarter. Looks like they'll just let the clock run out as Klein comes walking over and his teammates come walking toward the Blue Devils sidelines. That will do it for the first quarter. After one quarter, Kenmore 8-8, Niagara Wheatfield nothing, and you're watching high school football on Western New York Athletics.
Sometimes it just isn't your day. We all need a little help from time to time. That's why we're committed to providing safe, quick, and cost-effective care. And we keep it simple. Just walk in. We're here for you. Learn more today.
Do you insure a lot of businesses?
Yes, we do.
How about restaurants?
We got a bunch.
Do you cover property damage?
Yes, we do.
How about my equipment?
Covered.
How about sewer backup?
We got it.
What if my cook gets hurt?
They're covered.
Foodborne illnesses?
Covered.
What if my party tent goes down?
Covered under property damage.
And you say this is all under one policy?
One policy.
When do I pay?
Once a month.
Just one time?
Just one.
Is there anything you don't cover?
What's your record for consecutive questions asked?
31.
Tables. We don't do tables.
Gotta love Buffalo.
For all your insurance questions, call the Wolf at 835-WOLF.
We realize now more than ever is the perfect time to have the perfect house. We're confident we'll find your dream home. Howard Hanna. Home happens here.
We're back at Kenmore West High School as we get set, actually at Crosby Field, I should say, as we get set for the start of the second quarter. 3rd and 4 from the Niagara Wheatfield 49-yard line for the Blue Devils. They lead this one 8-0. Stu Boyer along with Tom Prince, Heidi Gunther, Russ Battaglia, and Mario Hall. And there's the handoff to the third back through, coming to the near side and battling hard for the first down, but I believe that's Atkins, and he's shoved back. That's some good defense. That was Marion Holt for the Blue Devils, and he's short of the first down to bring up a 4th down for the Blue Devils.
That was true team tackling there. As 5 guys were in on the tackle on that one.
4th and 3 for the Blue Devils, and looks like they're going to go for it.
which you're in that area. This is nothing that we haven't seen throughout all Western New York.
No.
This is an area that we normally see teams go for it.
And it's a play-action pass. Klein back to pass. He throws. It's caught. And the ball comes out. If they call it a catch and fumble, it's Niagara Wheatfield's ball, and it is. Adam Kyler falls on the loose ball after the pass was completed to Max Tallchief, who made the catch, was tackled and fumbled, and the Falcons recover the fumble. So it's 1st and 10, Niagara Wheatfield, the second turnover of the game by the Blue Devils.
You know, we always talk about halftime adjustment, what we're going to hear. You know, the one thing that Coach Ainge is going to be talking about in that locker room is 2 turnovers here early on inside this first half, which is something you cannot have happen against any team in Western New York. But as you're trying to make a run here for the playoffs, that's something that's got to get cleaned up, and you know that's going to be something that Coach Ainge talks about.
That was a nice catch, too. Tallchief went up, made a nice catch, but Niagara Wheatfield made a nice play, a better play because they got the ball. So it's 1st and 10 now at the Falcons' 27-yard line. Fletcher back to pass, and down he goes. The ball's out. And I think that time Niagara Wheatfield recovered. Well, Fletcher took a big hit that time. And fortunately for, I think it was Peter Herman, recovered the fumble for the Falcons. Well, Fletcher took a big hit. The ball came out, 2nd down.
The fumble is recovered by the Falcons.
A big loss, though. It's 2nd and 17, all the way back at the 20-yard line, a 7-yard loss. Fletcher out of the shotgun. And he looks to pass. He throws, and it's caught, and all the way out close to midfield. I believe that was Sean Watson on the catch and run. Well, that time Fletcher had time to throw it, completed the pass, and it's a 1st down for the Falcons.
And if I'm correct, Sean Watson, we know that name. Why?
The basketball guy, too?
That's exactly who it is, right? So that was just like him throwing a pass right down there into the paint.
I'm sure you and I will be seeing that. They're a fun basketball team to watch.
They are. And we're teasing it. You know, we're having fun with some of the basketball metaphors, but there's a reason this Niagara Wheatfield team is that good in basketball, and those 2 players are absolutely a big part of that team.
There's a handoff, and Pringle gets about a yard or 2. He's just shy of the 50-yard line. Pringle, the workhorse back for the Falcons.
And it looked like it was number 54, Mason Forney, there in on the tackle, the defensive lineman, the senior 220-pounder.
Not the first time we've heard his name today, and it won't be the last either. So now it's 2nd and 9 from the 49 for the Falcons. The sun has briefly gone away. At least we hope it's briefly. Here's Fletcher, back to pass, throws, far side caught, and immediately hitting the turf is Jason Cirillo. So a very short gain, but they're into Kenmore West territory.
And Niagara Wheatfield's been able to move the ball. It's not like we haven't seen it, right? They took it all the way down to the 10-yard line on their drive. They just couldn't finish it.
So it's 3rd and 5 here for the Falcons. Fletcher looking over to the sidelines. Now he checks his wrist. And Adam Kyler goes toward the top of your screen. Empty backfield now for Fletcher. Takes the snap, back to pass. He throws. It's caught. And I think he has the 1st down as Deshaun Matthews makes the catch. And it is indeed a 1st down for the Falcons.
Looked like great. We almost got that, right? Great defense right there as he almost comes up with a great play. But give him credit for the catch, right? 1st down. They keep moving the ball right here.
And Kenmore West, well, Niagara Wheatfield thought Kenmore West might have been offside there. It was close, but they got back. No flags. Kyler once again in motion. Niagara Wheatfield using a lot of time between plays. Here's Fletcher, back to pass. He's got time. Now he steps up, and he's buried. And there's a late flag, and that's probably going to be that hit a little late on a quarterback.
Xander was asking for the face mask. He came up and pulled his face mask.
Yeah, that's probably what it was. So it's a penalty, and it's most likely on Kenmore West, and I think it is a face mask, Tom. And let's see.
No, they're well. Okay, they're pointing. They were pointing Niagara Wheatfield's way first. Okay, now they're going to go the other way with it. So it is what we thought.
It's a personal foul. It's a face mask, and that will give them a first down and move the ball all the way down to the Kenmore West 30-yard line. And from a Kenmore West standpoint, that was really unfortunate because they brought him down. It was an incomplete pass, and I think it would have been fourth down.
Yeah.
So now it's 1st and 10 from the 30.
Give credit to this Kenmore West team. Look at the support of the pink there, right there, for breast cancer awareness.
There's a pitch to the near side. Matthews is knocked out of bounds. As Tyler Gray makes the tackle. A 5-yard gain there. And it'll bring up 2nd and 5 from the 25. Approaching 7 minutes remaining here in the first half. 8-0 Kenmore West. Niagara Wheatfield with a good drive. And we'll see if they can complete it. As Tom mentioned, they have been able to move the ball. Fletcher goes under center. Hands it off to Matthews. Matthews still on his feet, still going. Touchdown, Niagara Wheatfield. To Sean Matthews. Makes it an 8-6 game with a great run there. He broke about 2 or 3 tackles on his way to the end zone. And with 6:47 to play, it's Kenmore West 8, Niagara Wheatfield 6. Great run there. So they will try to kick the extra point. Fletcher will be the holder.
Who's the kicker? 16. 16, okay.
Mike Shika will, now they're going to call timeout. And as they take a timeout, we're going to take a timeout. 8-6 Kenmore West, 6:47 to play in the half. You're watching high school football on Western New York Athletics.
With exclusive buyer insights and our 100% money-back guarantee, we're confident we'll find buyers for your home. Howard Hanna. Home happens here.
Logistics Plus is a global transportation provider headquartered in Erie, PA, with locations worldwide, including right here in Western New York. Logistics Plus is consistently recognized as a fast-growing transportation and logistics company, great supply chain partner, top freight broker, leading project cargo manager, and a great place to work. With a strong passion for excellence, our 500-plus employees put the plus in logistics. Call our Buffalo office today for an efficient, personal approach for all of your transportation needs.
Sometimes it just isn't your day. We all need a little help from time to time. That's why we're committed to providing safe, quick, and...
Well, it looks like after the timeout, Niagara Wheatfield has decided to try to go for the 2-point conversion. Here's Fletcher. Throws to the far side of the end zone. Boy, they made that look easy. That's a catch. It's a 2-point conversion. Sean Watson on the reception, and we're all tied at 8.
And you got to think that's got to be a good timeout right there, right?
Great timeout.
I mean, normally, you hear the complaints come in when you see that on an extra point, right?
Yeah.
But obviously a great job right there where they actually talked about it and goes for 2. And I think that's a good call. You got your defense playing well right now. You're in a close game right here. Special teams could have a difference. This may only be another score game, right? Who knows? But you've got to anticipate that you're going to have to go for 2 if Ken West isn't going to kick the extra points either.
And not only that, as you mentioned previously, and I second the motion, they've not had a problem moving the ball at all. So a very valuable timeout, and in a game like this, that's a big play. We're tied at 8, 6:42 to play in the first half.
Now, and Coach O'Brien will tell you, he's been in every game.
Yes.
Right? This team's been in every game. Last week was the only one that went the other way, but his team is playing with some of the best teams in Western New York.
And now, unfortunately for Niagara Wheatfield, their kicker, Evan Osikowski, has a torn ACL. He tore it playing soccer, so he was a two-sport guy. And we have a different kicker, and they will kick it deep, but it'll be caught at about the 25-yard line. That's Atkins. Oh, he hits his own man and falls down at about the 35-yard line. A bad break there for Kenmore West. So it's 1st and 10 for the Blue Devils at about their own 35-yard line. This right now, if you take a look outside, this actually looks like a very typical Western New York fall day. 1st and 10 for the Blue Devils. Well,
feels like it, too.
Yeah.
Not only looks like it, it feels like it.
Yeah.
So.
Yes. Well,
but you know what? This is football weather.
Yes.
Come on, we're already in October. I'm shocked that we've had as much nice as we've had.
Yes, and there's Atkins with a big run. He's got a first down. He's past midfield into Niagara Wheatfield territory. It takes him to about the 47 or 48-yard line. That's 16 yards. Atkins got to be getting close to 100 yards already.
Well, I mean, he had, 60 earlier on that first play, right?
Yeah, and that's 16 more. So they spot the ball at the 49-yard line where it's 1st and 10 for Kenmore West. They have I'll call it a stacked backfield where they have the three behind the quarterback, Klein, Holt, Forney, and Atkins, and they change the order of the three backs are lined up, and there's a handoff, and that's Holt, and he's out to about the 44-yard line. And just for those of you who may be just joining us, there have been 3 turnovers in the game, 2 by Kenmore West and 1 by Niagara Wheatfield. And also, Kenmore West had a stop on downs. 2nd and 6 from the 45-yard line.
I also thought that was a good tackle there by Colin Kokenhauer. Did a great job as you saw him get to the outside, get to those ankles, and does a great job on that tackle.
2nd and 5. First man through is Forney. He's a big dude, and he gets about maybe 3 yards before being stopped by the Niagara Wheatfield line. Forney is listed as 220 pounds. You want to tackle him?
No. No.
3rd and 2 from the 42.
It's kind of like what we talk about with Warburton over at Cheektowaga. That's not a small running back, right?
No.
He comes barreling through. Trust me. This is, exactly. We've got a bunch of guys throughout Western New York that got that 220 build. Those old Cleve Hill running backs. Remember those guys?
Oh, yeah.
Everyone, 220 pounds, and they were just going to pound the ball right down your throat.
So Forney, Holt, and Atkins lined up behind Klein. They'll give it to Atkins. He's got the first down, and he's brought down shy of the 35-yard line. So it's 1st and 10 for Kenmore West. And there's that name again, Tashawn Matthews in on the tackle.
Yep.
So now it's 1st and 10 from the 37-yard line, excuse me.
And that clock just keeps ticking right here. And you can see a lot of running in this game.
Yeah.
So that's going to make that clock move right here. And, may keep this as a close game or a low-scoring game because of that.
I don't remember Kenmore West throwing a pass. Klein ran it when I thought he was going to throw it. And here's a pitch to the near side. And it's Atkins, and he goes out of bounds.
Number 11, Jermaine Atkins.
He's out of bounds close to right around the 30-yard line. Well, that's one way to stop the clock. And like I said, I think once Klein went back to pass and he decided to run it
it was the one I was
himself.
teasing you where I go, he's gonna pass it right now, and you're right, he ran it.
They gave him 7 yards on the play. 2nd and 3 from the 30-yard line.
We got the Conley Cup here today. I see Jim Craig. I see Nelson Adams down on the field, right? We've already talked about Tim Chifa. We got Mark Johnson, the voice of the Lancaster Legends right here, who's actually a Niagara Wheatfield graduate right here.
We won't hold that against him.
No, absolutely. He's here supporting his alma mater.
And there's a handoff to the last man through, and getting close to the 25-yard line is Marion Holt. And let's see where they spot that and see if that's looks like that is enough for a first down for Kenmore West. Niagara Wheatfield is where the Kilgore brothers played their high school lacrosse before going on to great success with the Buffalo Bandits of the National Lacrosse League, playing, coaching. Rich and Darius. Great family legacy. Now it's 1st and 10 from the 26 for the Blue Devils. There's Klein, and he rolls to the right, fakes the handoff, stops, throws, wide open and walking into the end zone for the touchdown for Kenmore West.
26-yard touchdown pass to number
77, Cameron Anderson. Number 17, excuse me, it's Max Tallchief. How did he get so wide open? Somebody missed an assignment.
Yeah, and he was calling for it. But remember, you said that was actually their second pass play. Remember the one that was completed
right.
that got turned over.
Yep,
so
you're right. Yep. So Kenmore West takes a 14-8 lead with 3:33 to play here in the first half, and the Blue Devils will go for 2. They'll hand it off to Atkins, who is stopped. And the 2-point try is no good as Niagara Wheatfield tightens up. And it's 14-8 with 3:33 to play in the first half.
And I'll tell you, the way the game's going, right, that comes big when you make those stops. I thought that was a big stop there by Casey Robinson, the senior there for Niagara Wheatfield, as he's the D-tackle 200-pound senior right there. But I think he comes up big right there because this could come down to these 2-point conversions of whether who would win or lose this game.
Well, it looks like there have been 3 touchdowns in the game, and each time they've tried to go for 2. That's the first time a team was stopped. Niagara Wheatfield at least lined up like they were going to kick the extra point. Then they took a timeout, and when they came back from the timeout, they had changed their minds, and they'd gone for 2 and gotten it. Deshaun Matthews back deep to return the kickoff from Kenmore West.
Well, you can see that wind really blowing because we've got wires, you know what I mean, to be able to help do our broadcast, and they're just whipping out in front of the windows on us right here.
So Deshaun Matthews, whose name we have called a number of times, as now the ball rolls off the tee as we get set for the kickoff. Sun comes back out as the Blue Devils get set to kick it off.
On the kick for the Blue Devils, number 30, Mark Baxter, back to return for the Falcons.
Mark Baxter set to kick off as the ball is now rolled off the tee twice. There's the whistle. Puts his foot into the ball. High end-over-end kick taken by Colin Koffenauer. And he will try to run to the far side, and he'll get out beyond the 30-yard line. Did the ball come out?
It did, but they're all saying it's down.
It's down. Well, that's a big break there for Niagara Wheatfield as the ball came out, but it will be 1st and 10, Niagara Wheatfield at their own 33-yard line. Well, that kick forced him to go back to catch it, and instead of letting Matthews take it, he kept backing up and he made the play himself. So 1st and 10 for the Falcons, trailing 14-8, 3:21 to go, first half. Kenmore West scored in the first play from scrimmage. Niagara Wheatfield tied it here in the second quarter, and West has just gone ahead. Fletcher back to pass. Now he rolls. He's going to run it. Goes down the sideline, tiptoes down the sideline, and goes out of bounds after a gain of about 6 or 7 yards. It'll be 2nd down.
Great move, though. I like that move by Fletcher because you're not forcing the ball, right? There's still 3 minutes left inside this half. You do not have to force and try to make the big play all in one play. And they were guarded, right? Ken West did a very good job defensively there. Take the ball and get yourself a positive, make this a shorter distance to get that first down.
It was actually only a gain of 4. So it's 2nd and 6 from the 36. And here's Fletcher. He throws, and the ball bounces in front of Pringle. They'll say it's an incomplete pass. Kenmore West did a good job of disrupting that play, and it's an incomplete pass. It'll be 3rd and 6.
He got hit. He actually got hit as he was throwing the ball. That's why he could not complete fully that pass and had to just make sure that arm came through so it would be an incomplete pass.
So now a 3rd down for the Falcons. 3rd and 6. Pringle the lone setback. Fletcher out of the shotgun. Matthews comes at Trammell Matthews in motion, comes to the near side. 3 wide receivers to the bottom of your screen, 1 to the top, and there's a flag as the ball was not snapped.
It never snapped. Everyone else took off. He faked everybody out.
So a lack of communication, and that looks like it's going to be an illegal procedure against Niagara Wheatfield. And it is, and that will back them up 5 and make it 3rd and 11 from the 31.
He faked everyone out, even his own teammates.
Yes. You didn't know the center could participate in some magic tricks, did you?
He literally, and he just stood there. You could see it. When everyone took off, he still had the ball, didn't even move.
Now it's 3rd and 11 from the 31-yard line. Fletcher to pass. He's being chased. And he spins away from one man, and he's brought down. And I believe that's Cameron Anderson who brings down Fletcher at about the 26-yard line. It's Hezekiah Mercado, number 72, who made the play, and it'll bring up 4th down all the way back. He's at the 26-yard line. It'll make it 4th and 16 from the 26, and the Falcons will punt it away to the very dangerous Jermaine Atkins.
And giving him a very short field here, Stu, to boot, right? You're giving right now Ken West a ton of time right here to come in and be able to put a second score up on the board before halftime. Boy, that would be a complete shift right there of momentum, even though absolutely momentum is on the side of Ken West, but you can really throw things your way with another score here before halftime.
I think he's kicking into the wind, too, Tom.
He is.
And it's a pretty stiff
It's
breeze.
actually a crosswind, too. It's actually coming from the Niagara Wheatfield bench over to the Ken West bench, so it's coming across, but you're absolutely right. I think it is against them, too.
And we have a timeout on the field. 2:06 to play in the first half. Kenmore West 14, Niagara Wheatfield 8. And you are watching high school football on Western New York Athletics.
Sometimes it just isn't your day. We all need a little help from time to time. That's why we're committed to providing safe, quick, and cost-effective care. And we keep it simple. Just walk in. We're here for you. Learn more today.
Do you insure a lot of businesses?
Yes, we do.
How about restaurants?
We got a bunch.
Do you cover property damage?
Yes, we do.
How about my equipment?
Covered.
How about sewer backup?
We got it.
What if my cook gets hurt?
They're covered.
Foodborne illnesses?
Covered.
What if my party tent goes down?
Covered under property damage.
And you say this is all under one policy?
One policy.
When do I pay?
Once a month.
Just one time?
Just one.
Is there anything you don't cover?
What's your record for consecutive questions asked?
31.
Tables. We don't do tables.
Gotta love Buffalo.
For all your insurance questions, call the Wolf at 835-WOLF.
We realize now more than
Mike Shika to punt it away for Niagara Wheatfield. And he gets it up. It's a short kick caught by Atkins at the 45. He comes to the near side at the 40, 35, 30, still on his feet and goes out of bounds at about the 23-yard line. Shika, the punter. That was Colin Coffenauer. Looked like Kokenauer who forced him out of bounds. And it'll bring up 1st and 10 for Kenmore West with some great field position at the 26-yard line. Oh, there's a flag on the field. Let's see. I think they're going to back up Kenmore West for the usual
Wow,
block
and
in
that's
the back.
deep. That's right where he caught it, too.
Oh, boy. That's a tough break for Kenmore West. Big break for Niagara Wheatfield.
Twice, too, that you've seen Atkins catch the ball, run like into the ball, right? He catches it in the run, be able to take off right as he catches the ball. The other one was when he ran into his own teammate, right?
Yes.
And he actually had a head of steam on that one. This one, he was able to take a couple steps up into the catch right there, and you can see just took off and found the open space. He is that dangerous. If you're going to kick right to him, boy, you better make sure you're down there quick, because that is something, when these guys get ahead of steam like that, they are just going to roll, and it's almost like an automatic 10, 15 yards at a minimum right there, Stu.
So, Tom, the ball goes from the 26-yard line of Niagara Wheatfield back to Kenmore West 45-yard line, where it's 1st and 10. And there's the little razzle-dazzle there. They give it to Atkins, who wanted to throw it, but now he's going to run it, and he's out of bounds at about the 50-yard line, and a late flag comes in. Was he pushed out of bounds, perhaps?
So I think it's got something to do with the defender and the Niagara Wheatfield player that was behind Atkins right there. Yep, that's the hold. So as he was trying to get to him, that's exactly where it was, which is why you're seeing it thrown right at the 50-yard line right there.
So that will back up Kenmore West even further, and unless they decline that, but they won't. It'll still be 1st down, but they'll move the ball back. This drive is going in the wrong direction after such a promising start. Takes it all the way back to the 40-yard line.
Because remember, right, it goes from where the hold took place. So they did give them some of the yards for the run, right, which is why we said the hold took place right at the 50, bringing it back to the 40s. It's 10 yards from where the actual incident took place.
And it's 1st and 15 at the 40 for Kenmore West. One of the few times today, an empty backfield for Klein. Back to pass. He throws deep down the far side, incomplete. A little bit of contact on the play there, but no flags. Adam Kyler on the defense, and it'll bring up 2nd and 15 from the 40.
I thought that was good defense, though. Both heads were turned. Both were going for it. I thought Kyler does a good job getting his hands up there and be able to knock that one down. I thought that actually was very good defense right there.
So an incomplete pass will bring up 2nd down and 15. And it looks like another empty backfield for Klein and the Blue Devils. Klein back to pass, and he's in trouble, and down he goes. Did a good job hanging on to the ball.
Number 6,
Colin Kokenauer bursting through the line of scrimmage for the sack. And now it's a 10-yard loss. That'll make it 3rd and 25 from the 29-yard line. Big play there by Kokenauer.
Nice blitz, right?
Yes.
It was actually a blitz. He came right up the gut right there, does a great job of making sure he gets to that tackle. A lot of guys, good quarterbacks too, are able to sidestep that sometimes, but Klein is not able to get out of the way of that one and comes up with a great play. Kokenauer really comes up big on that one for his Niagara Wheatfield team.
Well, we're in the final minute of the first half. It's 3rd and 25 for Kenmore West from their own 30-yard line. Another empty backfield. Danny Klein awaits the snap. He's got it. That's actually Atkins who takes the snap, and he rolls to the right, and he's tripped up at about the 33-yard line. So it was a direct snap to Atkins, and then it'll bring up a 4th and a long way to go. We'll see if Niagara Wheatfield will use another timeout because they're going to get the ball back.
And a great tackle there by Dylan Pringle. We talked about him, right? He's only a sophomore safety, 155-pounder right there. He's going to be a name you're going to be hearing about in the next couple of years. If you're hearing as much as we are as a sophomore, he's going to be a kid we're going to be talking a lot about.
Well, Niagara Wheatfield takes a timeout. This one is 14-8 Kenmore West. Been a very interesting game here. Both teams have been able to move the ball, although that last drive for Kenmore West, if there's no penalty, it would have started on the Niagara Wheatfield 26, and they moved the ball all the way back to their own 25-yard line.
They're at the 33 right now. So
yeah, they went backwards a long way, unfortunately for them. Penalties. Can't have them.
It's been penalties and turnovers, right? That you're really talking about is the difference right now for Ken West not having a bigger lead than what they've got right now. Niagara Wheatfield's got to go into the locker room thinking, boy, you know what I mean? This could be a lot worse, and we've now are very much in this game that we've got to come out and make it happen in the second half, being down by only one score.
And so far, there's no Niagara Wheatfield player back deep to try to return this punt. So
Oh, they're going to try to block this
you
one,
betcha.
huh?
They're coming.
Boy, the whole box, they got everybody in the box.
They got everybody up there. There's the snap, and the kick is away. It'll take a bounce at about the 30 and just roll dead at about the 29-yard line, or it'll be 1st and 10 Niagara Wheatfield with just 8.6 seconds on the clock. So Kenmore West did a good job of not allowing anybody to get close to the kicker.
He really did. That's a testament to that offensive line right there for Ken West to be able to make sure that no one even comes close. So listen, if I'm Niagara Wheatfield, I'm not going to be surprised. Take the knee right here, go into halftime. Look at we're only down by 6 points. Let's take it and how do we build off that and learn from what we did in the first half, being able to move the ball. Ken West is going to go. Coach Haynes, he's going to want to clean up some of those penalties. He's going to clean up those turnovers. But look, we're still up by a touchdown, right? That's the positive right there that we can build off.
And there is the kneel down, and that'll bring the first half to a close at halftime. Kenmore West 14, Niagara Wheatfield 8, and you're watching high school football on Western New York Athletics.
There's nothing better than owning the perfect house to come home to. You've earned it. And we'll make it happen. Our local real estate experts and in-house team of financial professionals make buying or selling your home simple. Howard Hanna. Home happens here.
Sometimes it just isn't your day. We all need a little help from time to time. That's why we're committed to providing safe, quick, and cost-effective care. And we keep it simple. Just walk in. We're here for you. Learn more today.
You insure a lot of businesses?
Yes, we do.
How about restaurants?
We got a bunch. Yes, we do.
How about my equipment?
Covered.
How about
Got it.
what if my cook gets hurt?
You're covered.
Foodborne illnesses? My party tent goes down.
Covered under property damage.
And you say this is all under one policy? When do I pay?
Once a month.
Just one time?
Just one.
Is there anything you don't cover?
What's your record for consecutive questions asked?
31.
Tables. We don't do tables.
Gotta love Buffalo.
For all your insurance questions, call the Wolf at 835-WOLF.
Logistics Plus is a global transportation provider headquartered in Erie, PA, with locations worldwide in Western New York. Logistics Plus is consistently fast-growing transportation and logistics company, great supply chain partner, top for project cargo manager, and a great place to work. Passion for excellence, our 500-plus and plus in Buffalo approach.
Western New York Immediate Care's new locations are now open. Whether you've suffered a minor injury or just aren't feeling well, Western New York Immediate Care provides safe, quick, high-quality care at an affordable cost. Our clinicians are trained to diagnose and treat non-life-threatening injuries and illnesses, and are equipped with on-site X-ray and labs to help you feel better, faster. With 4 convenient locations open 7 days a week, Western New York Immediate Care is here to help when you need online to learn more.
When it's time to sell your home, howardhanna.com, ranked the #1 real estate site. A few clicks will show you the sales price you can expect. We can get you the most money in the quickest amount of time, know where the local buyers are, and how to reach them. So if it's time to sell your home, visit howardhanna.com today, and we'll match you with a local Howard Hanna. Sell your home fast.
Life can be full of surprises. Always the good kind. That's why we're committed to providing safe, quick, and cost-effective care. And we just walk in. We're here for you. Learn more today. Life can Sometimes it just isn't your day. We all need a little help from time to time. That's why we're committed to providing safe, quick, and cost-effective care. And we keep it simple. Just walk in. We're here for you. Learn more today.
Do you insure a lot of businesses?
Yes, we do.
How about restaurants?
We got a bunch.
Do you cover property damage?
Yes, we do.
How about my equipment?
Covered.
How about sewer backup?
We got it.
What if my cook gets hurt?
They're covered.
Foodborne illnesses?
Covered.
What if my party tent goes down?
Covered under property damage.
And you say this is all under one policy?
One policy.
When do I pay?
Once a month.
Just one time?
Just one.
Is there anything you don't cover?
What's your record for consecutive questions asked?
31.
Tables. We don't do tables.
Gotta love Buffalo.
For all your insurance questions, call the Wolf at 835-WOLF.
We realize now more than ever is the perfect time to have the perfect house. We're confident we'll find your dream home. Howard Hanna. Home happens here.
Stu Boyer and Tom Prince back with you at Kenmore West High School, where the Blue Devils lead the Falcons of Niagara Wheatfield 14-8. The Blue Devils scored on the first play from scrimmage, and since then it's been kind of like a heavyweight fight with each team landing some blows.
No, it actually has been a good game. You know, both sides are able to move the ball, you know, offensively, and there's been a couple of key passes from Ken West, right, that they've been able to have wide open guys, one of them for a touchdown right there, which is the difference in this game. And two big turnovers caused by Niagara Wheatfield that's really kept them in this game is really what it is.
And that last drive, Kenmore West really hurt themselves with penalties.
Oh, yeah, no doubt. I mean, you talked about it was a penalty that happened right at the spot of the catch by Atkins, and that pushes them back 10 yards from there. And then they have another penalty that is a holding call, pushes them back there, and then the big sack. And really it just took them right out of play because we were looking at that going, boy, there's 2.5 minutes left in this one. There's more than enough time for this powerful Ken West offense to go down and do something. But unfortunately, it gets stalled right there. And we're sitting at a one-score game. And remember, that 2-point conversion wasn't done by Ken West. So now we have an opportunity for Niagara Wheatfield to come down here and possibly take a lead if they can go ahead and score on their first possession.
And remember, the Falcons won the toss, decided to kick off. Kenmore West got the ball and scored. So Niagara Wheatfield gets the ball to start the second half.
Which is what you look at is the decision now. You were hoping your defenses come up big. They actually absolutely have. Now you've got to come out and do what you've done in the first half, which is move the ball. But you've got to be able to finish it and put it inside that end zone. That's going to be the difference right here.
Well, that'll do it for now at halftime. Little over 5 minutes to go before the second half starts. He's Tom Prince. I'm Stu Boyer. It's 14-8, Kenmore West over Niagara Wheatfield. You're watching high school football on Western New York Athletics.
Western New York Immediate Care's new locations are now open. Whether you've suffered a minor injury or just aren't feeling well, Western New York Immediate Care provides safe, quick, high-quality care at an affordable cost. Our clinicians are trained to diagnose and treat non-life-threatening injuries and illnesses and are equipped with on-site x-ray and labs to help you feel better, faster. With 4 convenient locations open 7 days a week, Western New York Immediate Care is here to help when and where you need us. Visit us online to learn more.
When it's time to sell your home, start with a visit to howardhanna.com, ranked the #1 real estate site for sellers. A few clicks will show you the sales price you can expect for your home. We can get you the most money in the quickest amount of time because we know where the local buyers are and how to reach them. So if it's time to sell your home, visit howardhanna.com today, and we'll match you with a local Howard Hanna agent to sell your home fast.
If you've been injured in an auto accident, large or small, call 681-4088. RES Physical Medicine and Rehab right away. If you are in pain or just sore, don't take chances. Call RES today and take advantage of their 24 to 48-hour appointment pledge. With no copays, RES will help navigate the confusing world of no-fault insurance with you, so you can concentrate on getting better. 681-4088. RES Physical Medicine and Rehab. The most important call you can make after an auto accident.
300 Level Media is a locally owned and operated multi-purpose media company right here in Western New York. You'll find us everywhere, covering the Bills, Sabres, Buttes, Bisons, Big Four basketball, local college sports, and much more. Our staff offers a variety of media services, from video production, live event coverage, audio broadcasts, professional voiceovers, camera operation, and videography. Visit www.300levelmedia.com or give us a call at 716-427-2600. This is 300 Level Media.
Do you insure a lot of businesses?
Yes, we do.
How about restaurants?
We got a bunch.
Do you cover property damage?
Yes, we do.
How about my equipment?
Covered.
How about sewer backup?
We got it.
What if my cook gets hurt?
They're covered.
Foodborne illnesses?
Covered.
What if my party tent goes down?
Covered under property damage.
And you say this is all under one policy?
One policy.
When do I pay?
Once a month.
Just one time?
Just one.
Is there anything you don't cover?
What's your record for consecutive questions asked?
31.
Tables. We don't do tables.
Gotta love Buffalo.
For all your insurance questions, call the Wolf at 835-WOLF.
Logistics Plus is a global transportation provider headquartered in Erie, PA with locations worldwide, including right here in Western New York. Logistics Plus is consistently recognized as a fast-growing transportation and logistics company, great supply chain partner, top freight broker, leading project cargo manager, and a great place to work. With a strong passion for excellence, our 500-plus employees put the plus in logistics. Call our Buffalo office today for an efficient, personal approach for all of your transportation needs.
When it's time to sell your home, start with a visit to howardhanna.com. Ranked the #1 real estate site for sellers. We can get you the most money in the quickest amount of time because we know where the local buyers are and how to reach them. Get started today at howardhanna.com.
Sometimes it just isn't your day. We all need a little help from time to time. That's why we're committed to providing safe, quick, and cost-effective care. And we keep it simple. Just walk in. We're here for you. Learn more today. Life can be full of surprises.
WNYathletics.com.
Western New York Immediate Care's new locations are now open. Whether you've suffered a minor injury or just aren't feeling well, Western New York Immediate Care provides safe, quick, high-quality care at an affordable cost. Our clinicians are trained to diagnose and treat non-life-threatening injuries and illnesses and are equipped with on-site x-ray and labs to help you feel better, faster. With 4 convenient locations open 7 days a week, Western New York Immediate Care is here to help when and where you need us. Visit us online to learn more.
Do you insure a lot of businesses?
Yes, we do.
How about restaurants?
We got a bunch.
Do you cover property damage?
Yes, we do.
How about my equipment?
Covered.
How about sewer backup?
We got it.
What if my cook gets hurt?
They're covered.
Foodborne illnesses?
Covered.
What if my party tent goes down?
Covered under property damage.
And you say this is all under one policy?
One policy.
When do I pay?
Once a month.
Just one time?
Just one.
Is there anything you don't cover?
What's your record for consecutive questions asked?
31.
Tables. We don't do tables.
Gotta love Buffalo.
For all your insurance questions, call the Wolf at 835-WOLF.
Logistics Plus is a global transportation provider headquartered in Erie, PA with locations worldwide, including right here in Western New York. Logistics Plus is consistently recognized as a fast-growing transportation and logistics company, great supply chain partner, top freight broker, leading project cargo manager, and a great place to work. With a strong passion for excellence, our 500-plus employees put the plus in logistics. Call our Buffalo office today for an efficient, personal approach for all of your transportation needs.
There's nothing better than owning the perfect house to come home to. You've earned it, and we'll make it happen. Our local real estate experts and in-house team of financial professionals make buying or selling your home simple. Howard Hanna. Home happens here.
I love being home.
Welcome back to Kenmore West High School, where at halftime the Blue Devils lead Niagara Wheatfield 14-8 as we get set for the second half kickoff. And one stat, Tom, that we got from the Kenmore West statistician, Jermaine Atkins, has 119 yards so far on the day.
And you're right. I would have thought it was more. I really would have, especially with the way he, had that huge first run just to kick things off, because that was at least had to be 60 yards, wasn't it?
I think it was 64.
So, I mean, if you think about it, he's done about what he did on that first drive for the entire rest of the first quarter, and he had a couple good runs that were added on top of that, too.
Yes. That's why I would have agreed with you. Well, it looks like...
But remember, they also have a second guy rushing the ball here, too.
And an onside kick to start the second half, but it looks like Niagara Wheatfield recovered that, as Max Baxter bounced that one, and that one got across the 50, but Niagara Wheatfield alertly
Wheatfield with a recovery of that onside kick.
fell on the ball. Somewhat surprising way to try to start the second half. And now Niagara Wheatfield has great field position to start the half. They're out near midfield. In fact, they're right at the 50-yard line.
But like I was saying, they've got Holt running the ball, too. So it's not like there's not two guys running. And Holt's had some good runs, too. So it's more than just 119 yards rushing, because they've got multiple guys rushing the ball that's out there.
So 1st and 10 for the Falcons at the 50-yard line. Great field position here. Pringle, the lone setback. And there's a pitch to Pringle on the far side. He's going to try to turn the corner, and he's not going to be able to do it. He's thrown back after trying to turn the corner at the 50. So it'll be second down. Jackson Gallivan on that tackle. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd and 10. Once again, our officials for today's game: Jim Martek, the referee; Mike Courtney, the umpire; Steve Hannick, the linesman; Edwin Streety, the line judge; and the back judge is Augie Taboni. Here we go on 2nd down. Fletcher out of the shotgun. Tramel Matthews goes in motion. Kenmore West looks like they're coming after the quarterback. And he throws. It's caught on the far side and spinning forward to about the 44-yard line. I believe that was to Sean Matthews on the far side, and I really couldn't see. But it's now it'll be 3rd down, 3rd and 5 after the gain of 5.
I actually think it was number 13,
Oh,
Adam
13,
Kyler. Yeah.
Kyler, okay. Adam Kyler on the catch. 3rd and 5 here.
Big 3rd down, right? You don't want to go 3 and out, especially when you come in from halftime and you're trying to make those adjustments. This is a big 1st down right here for Niagara Wheatfield. Then flip it. A big deep. Oh,
that's going to be 3rd and 5 yards longer. At the top of the screen, you saw the player jump offside. And I believe that was Tramel Matthews, number 14, at the top of your screen. And now it's 3rd and 10. So this drive started, it's right where it started at the midfield stripe. Falcons getting great field position to start the half after they recovered the onside kick, but they were unable, so far they've been unable to do anything with it. Jackson Cirillo at the bottom of your screen. Here's Fletcher. Back to pass. He throws. It is caught for a first down and down to about the 35-yard line by Adam Kyler. It'll be 1st and 10, Niagara Wheatfield. Call that kind of a quick hitter over the middle.
Yeah, right across the middle right there. Great as he finds his receiver. Does a nice route, right? That offsides was by Sean Watson.
Oh, was Watson?
Sean's on the other side, right? You could see close to us. Matthews is close to us right now. It's Watson who's on the far side.
So 1st and 10 from the 35-yard line for Niagara Wheatfield. Once again, Fletcher to throw. Complete to Kyler, still on his feet, hit from behind, knocked forward to about the 28-yard line for a 7-yard gain, bring up 2nd down and 3 for Niagara Wheatfield.
Kyler coming up big though in this drive right here. A couple big catches right here. You know what I mean? 5. You keep doing that all day. Those are first downs and going to get you in the end zone.
There's a pitch to Pringle. Pringle got a first down, and then a little bit more. He's finally knocked down just shy of the 20-yard line, but once again, the chains will move as Niagara Wheatfield continues this drive.
It is funny. So we're in obviously in the box, right, for the press box. Everybody knows. But I'll tell you, when that sun comes out and beams in here, it's probably about a 20-degree difference inside this press box.
There's a handoff to Pringle, who burst forward, and he smacked down at about the 11 or 12-yard line. The ball may have come out at the end of the play, but I believe he was down. And that's another first down. And you know, Tom, you're right. When the sun goes down and the wind creeps in, and it's a stiff breeze, it gets a little chilly in here. Then they call it 2nd down, 2nd and 1. And a low snap picked up by Xander Fletcher. Oh, a pass is incomplete off the hands of the wide receiver and dropped by the defensive back. So 2 play, I could have been caught, could have been picked, and it's an incomplete pass, which at this point, I'll say it's a pretty big break for Niagara Wheatfield.
Oh, big break, because that was in his hands. There's no doubt about it, right? Huge break right there. That's one of those ones when you're, that defensive back is going, I want that one back. I want another shot at that catching that one.
3rd and 1 from the 13. A handoff to Pringle, stopped behind the line of scrimmage for a loss, and it'll be a 4th down play. Big play there.
Number 33, Dylan Pringle with a carry.
Ezekiel Mercado once again, I believe, in on the tackle.
A 3-yard loss on the plate.
And if it wasn't Mercado, it was Cameron Anderson, 77 and 72, or someone else. And
it's hard to tell. I can't tell the number, so it's.
That's what I wanted you to say. That's exactly.
He hasn't turned for me to look at it, but it's the one right there with the linebacker, the inside linebacker with the white sleeves right there. That's who was in there, and I can't tell the number from here.
That's what I wanted you to say. 4th and 3 from the 16. A handoff to Pringle. He's not going anywhere. He's thrown for a loss, and Kenmore West, some great gang tackling. They take him all the way back to the 20-yard line, and it'll be 1st and 10 for Kenmore West. Jackson Gallivan in on that tackle. That's the 2nd time today, and both have come at this end of the field, that Kenmore West has turned away Niagara Wheatfield on 4th down. First time was inside the 5. That was inside the 20.
I think it's Reed Lesmeister is who it is.
Okay, we'll go with Reed Lesmeister. 1st and 10 for Kenmore West. And they'll hand it off to the 3rd back coming through there, and coming to the near side and getting knocked down is Jermaine Atkins. And I don't think there's any gain on that play. It'll be 2nd down and 10.
I had to verify. That was driving me nuts, right? So it is Reed Lesmeister, the baseball player, too. He's big for Johnny Haynes on the baseball team over there. It's weird. I can't tell if it was a 3 or an 8. It's tough to see his number on this one. But that's who that is who made that tackle right there. And he's actually out playing tight end right now for Ken West.
He made a big play. And it's now 2nd and 10 from the 19 for the Blue Devils. Handoff to the first man through, the big man, and he's not going to gain too many yards. Mason Forney with maybe a 2-yard gain and bring up 3rd down, 3rd and 8.
But boy, you got to give right now Ken West a huge opportunity. This is twice in the red zone you've now made stops right here. That's the difference in this game, is the stops that you've made inside the red zone.
And you wonder if Niagara Wheatfield had their kicker, would it be different? Just something to throw out there.
Think about it, it's 6 points, right? That's a great point, Stu. You're absolutely right. Could that be the difference?
3rd down here for the Blue Devils. They'll hand it off. That's Atkins, and he's going to be, I believe, he's going to be short of the first down. He stopped at about the 26-yard line. And most likely, Kenmore West is going to punt it away into the wind.
But it would have been interesting because it's a cross breeze. Well, now it looks like it's actually kicking straight back. But that wind has shifted a couple different times we've seen by the flag.
And once again, oh, look at this. Kenmore West appears to be going for it. 4th and 3 from the 26.
Do they do one of those pooch kicks? I mean, everybody does different things, but you're right.
Looks like they're going for it. Now,
are they going to try to draw them off sides?
That's what it looks like. Niagara Wheatfield needs to stay disciplined here. Klein checks his wrist, talks to the runners in the backfield. No snap here. No snap sooner or later. Oh, they do snap the ball. They hand it off to the last man through. It's Atkins, and I think he just got the first down. So a 4th and 3 gamble. They go for it, and they get it, giving it to Atkins. A nice run. Tayshawn Matthews on the tackle, but not in time to prevent the Blue Devils from getting the first down.
You don't see that often. Normally when you see that many times like that on a 4th down, it means that they're just trying to draw you off sides. Great job by Ken West, because it didn't look like the Niagara Wheatfield guys were ready to be able to go after that play.
Well, and they used up most of the play clock, which was part of the great deception there. 1st and 10. And they'll hand it off to Atkins, brought down behind the line of scrimmage beautifully there. Great tackle there. And that was Colin Kokenauer on the tackle. As Frank Wolf told us, you probably already knew this. Colin's a great wrestler, too.
And I'm going to use Frank Wolf's words on this one. He is tough as nails on the mat, is what he said. So we'll actually give Frank Wolf some credit over there. And again, our guy Matt O'Rourke, which I know has got to be following it there. He loves hearing about his wrestling guys. And there's one of his wrestling guys having a day out here defensively.
2nd and 13 from the 28-yard line after the 3-yard loss. And there's the handoff and coming to the near side, and Holt is not getting much. It'll bring up 3rd down.
Tayshawn Matthews again coming up big, right? We've called his name a bunch of times. The junior, though, outside linebacker, just really having a day. He really is defensively having a big day.
Now it's 3rd down and 11 from the 30-yard line. The nose of the ball right near the 30-yard line, which is the line of scrimmage. We'll see what the Blue Devils do here.
And listen, we've already seen them go for it down here and 4th down. So this is a 2-shot play, you think, because Coach Haynes really believes in that offense that they can get that first down.
Snap to Klein. He throws and intercepted. Picked off by Tayshawn Matthews. He's at the 40. A flag comes out as he's brought down at about the 35-yard line. That flag came out after the interception.
Not the first one. The first one was right at the interception, yes.
Oh, I see, too.
So, yeah, the first one thrown at the 50 was right at the interception, and then the second one was thrown on the return. So the question right there becomes, are they going to do some sort of interference play?
So are there 2 separate penalties, interference and maybe a block in the back on the return? We'll see if this interception stands as the officials huddle at about the 42-yard line, as we'll wait for Jim Martek to come over and signal what the call is. Big call here coming up by the officials, a turnover.
Oh, did the Sabres start this week? Yeah, Thursday night.
A turnover by Kenmore West, and let's see if it stands. This is where you wish, judging by the Niagara Wheatfield players' reaction, that interception is not going to stand. Let's see. Pass interference against Niagara Wheatfield. And a first down for Kenmore West. A huge penalty against Niagara Wheatfield. Wow.
Which is, like I said, that's why I said you saw right when the flag was thrown, that was in the area of passing interference right there. You saw that happening. That was number 1.
And apparently that's the second flag was apparently for the same thing.
Well, the second flag, I think, came in. It would have been a push in the back on the return. It doesn't matter at that point.
Right. So it's 1st and 10, Kenmore West now at their own 45-yard line as the Blue Devils get a huge break, leading 14-8 with 2:59 to play in the third quarter.
I'm going there.
So Klein awaits the shotgun snap. And he hands it off. And not too much. Great running there. And coming to the near side is Holt, who was stopped, looked like behind the line of scrimmage, but was able to make a little bit of something out of really nothing, even though it's no gain. That was a great effort by Holt. And he'll bring up 2nd and 10 from the 45 for the Blue Devils.
Great tackle right there. As you saw, comes up and makes that tackle is Christian Turner. Does a great job of coming up and making that play right there because it looked like when he broke that tackle, there was a chance he was going to get away. Exactly.
I thought, ooh, that was a really nice move on his part. Now we're back to the more common formation for Kenmore West. A play action pass. Klein thought about throwing, comes to the near side, throws, it's out of bounds and incomplete, and it'll bring up a 3rd and 10 from the 45.
And it looks like Alex Dariak right there on the stop. You saw him get the hand in right there to be able to block that, so that couldn't have been a catch there by Atkins.
So a big 3rd down here. Kenmore West has gotten a big break on this drive, and that a turnover was wiped out by a penalty, and they did also convert a 4th down on this drive. So 3rd and 10 from their own 45. They have a 6-point lead at 14-8 as we get late in the third quarter. 2:06 showing on the game clock. And for the moment, it's an empty backfield for Danny Klein.
It's funny, the first half we said, right, turnovers and flags went against Ken West. You're seeing the flip now happen in the second half with the flags and turnovers happening for Niagara Wheatfield.
A nice catch by Holt. He's got a first down. He's inside Niagara Wheatfield territory, still on his feet, all the way down inside the 30-yard line. A well-executed screenplay there by Kenmore West for a huge first down.
Great job, and you can see, I actually thought Klein did a great job trying to draw them even farther back. Klein does a great job of bringing those defenders to him so he can make that great screen throw right there, and does a great job because here you're talking about first down, and now you're giving yourself an opportunity to think about points on the board.
So it's 1st and 10 at the 29 for Kenmore West. They convert a big 3rd down. That was 3rd and 10. And Klein takes the snap, hands it off to Atkins. Atkins tripped up at about the 34-yard line. Great play there by Dylan Pringle, we've called his name more on offense, but that's a big defensive play. There's a flag on the play, and let's see what that is.
And this could be a hold added on to that right there.
Great defensive play by Pringle. Let's see. Jim Martek says holding against Kenmore West.
Flag on that play is for a holding.
So that's what we talked. That's the hold added on to that because it's from the spot of the foul. So look at where they're going. This is a penalty now that's going to end up being a 14-yard penalty against Kenmore West.
And it'll still be first down, but they'll move the ball all the way back to the 44-yard line of Niagara Wheatfield.
I've said this on a couple broadcasts, too. It's the rule I would love to see New York State look at. I really would. I don't like that you can have a hold on a run and it could totally take you out of things. I think it should go from the line of scrimmage, just like what we see at the NFL in the upper levels. I really wish they'd bring that down to the high school level.
Here's Klein rolling to the far side. And he's just going to run it, and he's got some room to run. He's short of the first down, but he's got it back to inside the 35-yard line.
Got almost all of those penalty yards back, right? Just shy of now. It's a very manageable 2nd and 13 now, which at least is much more manageable than the 1st and 24 that they had.
Well, they'll spot the ball at the 34-yard line. A 10-yard gain for Klein.
14 for the Blue Devils.
So now it's 2nd and 14. They have to get to the 20-yard line. Here's Klein taking the shotgun snap, rolling to the right. He throws to the near side. It's caught by Atkins. Atkins makes a move and is brought down inside the 15-yard line. A touchdown saving tackle there by Evan Belter. And it's a first down for Kenmore West. And the clock continues to run as we're in the last 30 seconds of the third quarter.
You start to wonder, too, if Ken West does put this in, is that kind of the game? Because you really haven't been able to see Niagara Wheatfield put it in the end zone. Not that they haven't been able to move the ball, because they have. They just haven't been able to finish it off, especially inside that red zone.
Klein gets the snap, rolls to the left, throws. It's caught and spinning away from one tackle and close to another first down is Nolan Noble. And that's the end of the third quarter with Kenmore West leading Niagara Wheatfield 14-8. You are watching high school football on Western New York Athletics.
With exclusive buyer insights and our 100% money-back guarantee, we're confident we'll find buyers for your home. Howard Hanna. Home happens here.
Logistics Plus is a global transportation provider headquartered in Erie, PA with locations worldwide, including right here in Western New York. Logistics Plus is consistently recognized as a fast-growing transportation and logistics company, great supply chain partner, top freight broker, leading project cargo manager, and a great place to work. With a strong passion for excellence, our 500-plus employees put the plus in logistics. Call our Buffalo office today for an efficient, personal approach for all of your transportation needs.
Sometimes it just isn't your day. We all need a little help from time to time. That's why we're committed to providing safe, quick, and cost-effective pediatric care. And we keep it simple. Just walk in. We're here for you. Learn more today.
Stu Boyer, Tom Prince, Heidi Gunther, Russ Battaglia, and Mario Hall here, all bringing you the Kenmore West Niagara Wheatfield game from Crosby Field. They're going to call it second down from the 13-yard line for Kenmore West, as the Blue Devils look to increase their 6-point lead here as we just start the fourth quarter. As the Blue Devils come to the line of scrimmage, it's 2nd and 5, officially from the 14-yard line. Klein now under center in the, what I'll call the triple stack backfield, is once again lined up behind him. And it's a pitch to Atkins. Can he get around that corner? No, but he gets down inside the 5. He's looks like he may be as close as the 2-yard line. And that's a first down. It's 1st and goal for Kenmore West. Good run there by Atkins.
In on the tackle for the Falcons, number 88.
Take a look at the crowd as we see Mario Hall's camera. Nice crowd here on a Saturday afternoon. A chilly Saturday afternoon as we get set for a first and goal play from Kenmore West at the Niagara Wheatfield 3-yard line. And Klein tries to take it himself. Touchdown! Looked like Danny Klein on a quarterback sneak, and that'll make it a 20-8 game with 11:10 to play in the fourth quarter. So Klein had his own number called and carried it in on a quarterback sneak. As Kenmore West finishes that drive, as they get set to add the extra point. And they're going to go for 2. And Klein is buried. 2-point conversion is no good. Number 88 getting to him. I don't have a name for number 88. But either way, it's a nice play.
So I've seen that twice on air this year, and both times the same exact thing happened right there, that the defense got the better of that alignment right there. To me, that's supposed to be the quick pass to go over to the other side where you've got your lineman right there to just help push right in the end zone. And I don't know if it's just because they're getting so quick or they're reading something, but obviously this is twice I've seen it not get done.
I've never quite understood that. It's got to be like this.
That's what it is. It's get it, and I go right to you on the other side because you still have to run across to get me, right? So if I get it quick down to my receiver that's got 5 linemen standing right in front of them, I should inevitably be able to walk into the end zone.
Well, they're 0 for 2. That hasn't been working. Mark Baxter's set to kick off for Kenmore West. That breeze continues to blow. West up 20-8, 11:10 to play in the fourth quarter.
No, not if we're going this way, no. We'll pick it up. I don't know.
So now a huge possession coming up for Niagara Wheatfield. And that clock will shortly become a much bigger factor. And that kick is going to go out of bounds, and the flag comes out. Colin Kokenauer closest to it, and he wisely let it go out of bounds, and that's a penalty on Kenmore West. It'll be 1st and 10, Niagara Wheatfield. So the Falcons will get pretty decent field position. At their own 35-yard line. So in high school football, the ball is spotted at the 35. In the NFL, when the kick goes out of bounds like that, it's spotted at the 40. Just one of those differences to point out between high school and the professional leagues.
But I will say this. This is a must-drive here for Niagara
Wheatfield. It's a big one. You're right.
This is where you've got to put some points up on the board because with the running game that you've seen Ken West has had, they can easily control the clock when they get this ball back.
Here's Fletcher. Looks to pass. He throws on the far side. Almost intercepted and dropped. Oh, that was a huge break there for Niagara Wheatfield. That ball should have been picked off. Nolan Noble had it right in the old breadbasket and couldn't hang on to it.
I think Noble's eyes were wide open. He saw that end zone right there, clear as day in front of him. And unfortunately, but I'm going to tell you, the wind also is having an effect on that. That wind is whipping right now. We've also had guys up top come down, and they're telling us that wind is getting worse out there.
So now it's 2nd and 10. Once again, Fletcher back to pass. He throws. And that one's intercepted. Intercepted by Kenmore West. They bring it back to the 35-yard line. And Kenmore West gets the ball. Looks like Jackson Amen picked it off. That was a great play by Amen.
Fletcher's pass is intercepted by number 5 is King Roberts.
Oh, it was number 5, not 9?
No, I think it's
Nate Harrington, they say, number 6. Well, I thought it was number 9, but we'll go with what they say. What are you thinking, Tom?
They're congratulating him, and it is 6 here on the sidelines. They're congratulating.
So it's Nate Harrington. Well, it's a huge play First and 10, Kenmore West at the 36-yard line with 10:58 to play. They lead 28, and Tom, a big drive and a touchdown at the end of this can pretty much put this one away.
Tough, and you're throwing they've been throwing against the wind. Felt like they've got to throw the ball right now, and doing it against the wind is real tough.
And Klein gets his own number called again, and he'll gain about 5 yards, or it'll be second down. And they'll spot that at about the 33-yard line and call it a gain of 3.
And this is exactly what we thought, right? Ken West's going to get the ball back. I'm just going to run the ball right now. I want that clock to just keep ticking right now because now it's in our favor. It really is.
Yeah, just about everything in Kenmore West's favor. Klein with Holt in the backfield. And they'll take their time between, use up most of the play clock. Here's Klein. He looks like he's going to throw it. He gets away from one man, still got the ball, and he's brought down. The ball almost came out there. He's brought down all the way back at the 45-yard line for a huge loss. It'll set up third and a really long way to go. And the only good news for Kenmore West there, well, two things. He hung onto the ball and he burned some clock. Third and 19 for Kenmore West. Big play there by Niagara Wheatfield.
So we didn't have 88. I'm trying to see if there's a way I can look it up because that's who just made that play again out there.
Oh, on the Section 6 website maybe?
That's what I'm trying to see if it's something.
Print team packet?
It's not there.
Maybe it doesn't look like he just got called up from the JV. Or maybe somebody switched numbers. Well, third and 19 from the 45 for the Blue Devils, leading 20-8. Klein back to pass under pressure. He throws. It's caught. A really nice catch. And coming to the near side and still on his feet is Holt, and he's down inside the 15-yard line before being brought down by Matt Fickus. Holt with a great catch and run for a first down for Kenmore West, but there's a flag back at the 41-yard line. And let's see which way this flag goes. And that one, let's see if it's coming back. An ineligible receiver downfield against the Blue Devils. So it looks like they'll replay third down. It wipes out a really great catch and run by Marion Holt.
And a run, I'm going to tell you, he showed why he's been running the ball out there. The stiff arm he throws, this is twice now we've seen both by Atkins and him. The stiff arm that they're throwing to be able to not get tackled and create another 5 yards after that stiff arm has been happening has just been unbelievable to watch. It just shows how tough they are to really tackle.
So it's third and 24 from the 50-yard line for the Blue Devils. And now Klein with an empty backfield. Klein back to pass. He throws. It's tipped, but it's caught. And it's well short of the first down. But Holt makes the catch. They went right back to him. And it'll bring up a fourth down. Fickus on the tackle. And now it's fourth down. They got most of the yardage there.
It was a third and 24. It looks like it's about a 4th and 6 right now. And, I mean, boy, what a manageable play it is now just after that. But a great pass play right down the middle. They find him again, and he gets almost all those yards back from the penalty.
So 4th and 6 from the 32-yard line for the Blue Devils. Needless to say, big play here. Huge. Kenmore West can keep the drive alive. They can work more clock. And it's a handoff to Atkins. And coming around the near side, and guess who brought him down, Tom? Number 6, Colin Kokenauer. And Niagara Wheatfield gets the turnover on downs. Huge play there for Niagara Wheatfield.
Listen, if he could take him down on the mat, he could take him down on the football field. And he's proven that. I could see exactly why he's tough as nails and why he is such a good wrestler. You could just see he really is been all over the field, and every time he's been in on the tackles, he's been able to make them.
That looked like a complete solo tackle, just
Yeah.
a big play that stopped he might have converted that first down if it weren't for him. So 1st and 10 from the 34 for Niagara Wheatfield. Fletcher back to pass, throws to the near side, incomplete, intended for Adam Kyler, and Fletcher was under some pressure there. Was that Holt who was bringing the pressure? Somebody was bringing it.
Yep.
Yeah, Holt with some great pressure there, and Fletcher maybe threw it a little quicker than he wanted to, because otherwise he might have been planted into the turf. That's how much momentum Holt had. 2nd and 10. Fletcher hands it off to Pringle, and that's not Pringle. The ball's out, and Kenmore West has it. Looked like Deshaun Matthews got the handoff. The ball came out, and Kenmore West recovers the fumble.
Number 21, Deshaun Matthews with a carry for the Falcons. A fumble on
And
the
it's
play.
1st and 10, Kenmore West.
Who covered that?
50. I had 58.
Number 54, Mason Forney.
Mason Forney, they say, on the recovery.
Now, it looked like 58 to me, but I don't know if a 58 is a problem.
I know, I don't have a 58 either. So Niagara Wheatfield with the turnover. And it's 1st and 10, Kenmore West. Klein throws to the far side, and Atkins is hit immediately by Pringle.
Pass goes complete to number 11, Jermaine Atkins.
And that's a big loss. A huge play by Pringle, who's asserting himself on both sides of the ball.
A 7-yard loss.
A 7-yard loss will make it 2nd and 17
Blue Devils.
from the 44-yard line of Niagara Wheatfield. Huge stop on 1st down.
Yeah, that really is, especially after a turnover, right? Because that turnover can be so deflating to a team right there. But to come up and make a big play right after that happens shows the team's still in it. The team's still fighting. The team is still doing the things necessary to go after a game.
2nd and 17 from the 44. Klein takes the snap, back to pass. He throws deep downfield, far side, incomplete. That one just missed. Intended for Jermaine Atkins. Didn't miss by much. Atkins stretched out, couldn't quite reel that one in. It'll bring up 3rd and 17 from the 44.
But that's the shot, right? There.
Yeah.
The only negative thing to that and not making it is that clock stops.
The clock.
That's the only negative thing for Ken West, because that clock, you just want it to keep moving at this point, especially with the lead that you got. And then, again, two big games, as we've already talked about. They need to win their next game.
Yep.
And then, listen, no matter what, that last game, I don't care what the records are, that's the true rivalry game, right? That's the Kenmore West, Kenmore East game that everyone's going to be looking forward to. That is, it doesn't matter. I've seen the records totally blow up in that game.
That's what makes sports fun, rivalry games. Here's Klein coming to the near side. He throws deep downfield. Oh, incomplete. Great effort there. Nolan Noble, little overthrown there, and that'll bring up 4th down, and once again the clock stops. It'll be 4th and 17 for Kenmore West.
Yeah, we got a lot of big rivalry games. In the next 2 weeks is when you see it. The last week for the predominantly is a lot of them, but you'll see some that'll happen before then. Like, for example, Orchard Park Lancaster next week. That's one everyone's got circled on the calendar. Unfortunately, I don't think it's going to be broadcasted by anybody.
That's unfortunate.
Stu and I both know, unfortunately, the press box is tough at Orchard Park, and they really can't host anybody to be able to stream it.
Well, hopefully in the not too distant future that will change.
And it will, and I
good.
know that's been put in there.
And that's a quick kick. Klein punts it, It's bouncing, rolling, and unfortunately for Kenmore West, it will get into the end zone. Fortunately for Niagara Wheatfield, it got into the end zone. So it's a touchback. And now Niagara Wheatfield, well, it's 6 minutes and 14 seconds to play. I'd say now's got to be the time for Niagara Wheatfield, trailing by 12.
Yeah, no doubt about it. But really all eyes are going to be on some of these divisions where we're going to really start to see, things play out right here. We've already talked about this A division where we talked about it earlier. But listen, the B and C is crazy in itself right there, too.
Is there any division it's not nuts?
Well, the double A's only have 5 teams.
Right,
so, I mean, we already know that. And the D, is pretty much their playoffs are set themselves. But the C's and the B's and the A's are really where things are happening. We'll give you an update here in a second.
Fletcher, back to pass, throws, caught by Pringle. Gets around one man, he spins away from him. He spun away from another man. Atkins had him, spun away from him, but he slowed him down enough for some others to get in there, and it's about a 2 or 3 yard gain at the most. It'll be second down.
So, Stu, how the A works, right, is the top 2 teams in A1, the top 2 teams in A2, and the top 2 teams in A3 go to the playoffs. Then you're going to have 2 wild cards, in essence, get in. So somebody who's third, right, it'll be someone from different divisions, but that third-place team from 2 different divisions will get a wild card.
Here's Pringle, and he stretches forward. And the ball came out again. Kenmore West says they have it. I haven't seen any officials say that. Looks like they're going to say he's down. Pringle out close to the 25-yard line.
So right now in A1, you got Clarence at 3-0, Jamestown at 3-0, and Will North at 2-1. Those are your top 3 that are fighting for spots right there for the top 2. And Will North has to play Clarence this week. So that's going to be a big game right there to decide who could come out of that one. We've already talked to A2. That's this division right here.
Fletcher rolls, throws. And if he caught that, that's a great catch. And he did catch it. What a catch by Tremel Matthews. And I believe that's also a first down. It is.
It is, yep. But this A2's them. I mean, like I said, Kinley 4-0, West Seneca West 3-2, Kenmore West 3-2, Will East 3-2, Hamburg 2-3, Sweet Home 2-3. Like there's still so much to be determined that will come out in the last week. A3, South Park sitting at 4-0, Maritime sitting at 3-1.
Here's Fletcher, back to pass. He's got time. He's going to run out of time pretty soon. Now he comes to the near side, decides to run, makes a good move, still on his feet, and the ball's out, and Kenmore West has it. The ball came out when Fletcher was trying to make another move, came out at about the 45 and rolled to about the 47, and Kenmore West recovers.
It's kind of been the theme of the second half right here for Niagara Wheatfield. I hate to say it, but it's been turnovers really is what has hurt them. Again, moving the ball, right? And moving the ball. They moved the ball. They just, unfortunately, have coughed it up.
And that's the second time it's happened where someone was trying to make a play, get an extra yard or two, and someone got a hand in there and knocked it away.
So to finish 8-3, South Park 4-0, Maritime 3-1, Star Point 3-2, Amherst 3-3, Will South 2-2, all fighting for that 2 spots. Star Point with a win right now over Maritime, which is big.
They go straight up the middle, about a 4-yard gain there. And that's Mason Forney, the big man. I'm calling him the big man because he's listed as 220 pounds for a guy carrying a football.
But how about that last game, South Park, Western New York Maritime?
Ooh, that should be a dandy.
Because that really could be whether someone gets knocked in or out of that thing. And if they lose, think about this, Star Point with an advantage head-to-head over Maritime, Star Point could get in. So it just shows like there's so many things that still need to play themselves out, and especially in this A division, which is fun. And we said there are going to be some good teams not in the playoffs in the day.
It's going to be a lot of fun. Second down, they hand it off to Holt, and he's tripped up, but he's inside the 30, and the clock continues to run. Marion Holt.
And in the B division, real quick, Stu, you got Iroquois 4-0 in B1, Pioneer 2-1, West Seneca East 2-1, and then you got Lewiston Porter 1-2, Burgard 1-3 with Burgard's win over Lewiston Porter. That's shaping out as your top 4. That's probably going to happen there. In the B2 division, you've got Maryville at 4-0, Falconer, Casadega, Maple Grove at 4-2, Albion back in this now at 3-2, right? Olean at 3-2, and Cheektowaga at 2-2 right now. But look at what you're talking about right now, the top running back as far as yards in Western New York sitting on this Cheektowaga team where they're the outside looking into the playoffs. Because look at it. If you got it here, Albion and Olean both have wins over Cheektowaga.
Oh, my.
So Cheektowaga's got to somehow jump these guys. But Cheektowaga's got the win over Falconer, Cassadaga Valley, Maple Grove.
Oh, my.
And guess who Cheektowaga's got to play next on their list? They got Maryville still left, right? It's just unbelievable of how anything can happen in here, and it just shows you've got to take every single game has got meaning out here, and we're really seeing some fun stuff, and that's another division that you can see is it's gonna wait to see how this one plays out. And then Cheektowaga's got a game against Dunkirk, who hasn't won a game yet. So if one of those other guys stumble at all, guess who's waiting right there to take that spot? Cheektowaga.
So it's 1st and 10 from the 30. There was an injured player for Kenmore West who got up and walked off under his own power. Here's Holt barreling forward. I believe the injured player, that might have been Watkins, but he did get up and walk off. And now I've lost sight of him. And we got a whistle and a timeout taken by Niagara Wheatfield. We're going to keep it right here.
We'll go over the C while we're doing since we've been doing this.
Idea.
You know.
Yes.
So we got right now the C works very similar to what the A does, right? So you got in A it's called A1, A2, A3, right? Is all that those divisions are. C it's called North, Central, and South. So you're going to get the top 2 from every single division in C, and again 2 wild cards that'll get in that'll be the 3rd place finishers. So the North right now has got Medina sitting at 4-0, Cleve Hill at 2-1, Akron at 2-1. Roy Hart, Barker, Lindenville at 1-2, and Newfane at 1-3. So obviously, you're going to see that play out a little bit. And the Cleve Hill right now has got a win over Akron. So you got to think Cleve Hill is sitting good in that number 2 spot inside that division. And then go to the C Central. Lackawanna 3-0. Depew with a big win over Eden this week. Now they launched to 3-1. Eden at 2-2. Alden at 1-2. I think that win over Depew right there, Depew beating Eden, may be right now that 2nd team. Depew may find themselves into the playoffs.
Klein takes the snap, and the big man, Forney, goes for about a yard, maybe, as Kenmore East is working the clock here, and looks like Niagara Wheatfield is taking another timeout, and that is their 2nd timeout of the 2nd half. So we got some interesting scenarios coming up.
But C South is even more interesting, right? So Fredonia comes up with an overtime win last night over Southwestern, right? They come up with a 28-20 win over Southwestern, but they've got a loss to Salamanca, which is there. And you've got the Southwestern team who just lost to Fredonia has beaten Salamanca 15-10, right? So you're really out there now talking about you got a 3-way tie splitting up first place right now, 3-1, 3-1, 3-1, where they all right now have played each other. That's going to come down to tiebreakers. Right? What tiebreaker is going to be able to do? It's going to be all that points against and points given. All that stuff's going to come into play to see who gets in there.
Wow.
But you got to think there may be a good chance that at least that 3rd team could possibly still get in because of their record and a good record out there. So, boy, you're just talking about crazy what's going on inside some of these divisions that we will not know until that last game is played, especially in A and C.
Wow. That's amazing. That is great stuff, Tom. Thank you for breaking that down. So it's 3rd and 7 from the 27. Atkins is back into the game for Kenmore West. So it's Forney, Holt, and Atkins in the backfield behind Klein. What I call the triple stack. And there's a pitch to Atkins. Atkins trying to go wide, and he will not do it as the Niagara Wheatfield defense comes up big again. Pringle again in on the tackle. What a game he's having. on both sides of the ball.
Timeout, Niagara Wheatfield.
And this is Niagara Wheatfield's third and final timeout of the half. Brings up it'll be a 4th and 7 apparently for Kenmore West, as there was no gain on the play. And we didn't leave any divisions out, did we, Tom?
Well, we didn't talk about this. So the AA Bennett right now put themselves in the spot,
they
right?
beat Lancaster.
And they beat Orchard Park already. So there's 2 big wins right there. Really, the battle now becomes next week between Lancaster and Orchard Park, because what happens is winner hosts the game to get to the stadium, because it'll be the 2 and the 3 seed going against each other. So that will be very interesting to see how that plays out right there. And then in the D division, though, is still an interesting one that's taking place. You've had a big win by Franklinville-Ellicottville over Portville that went into overtime last week, and then Franklinville-Ellicottville beat CSP this week. So it looks like you've got Randolph sitting at the top right there, Franklinville-Ellicottville, Portville, who had a big win over CSP. Portville sitting probably in that third, CSP sitting in the fourth, is about where you're going to see things. And that's all the divisions right there is where we stand.
And at this game, it's 4th and 7 for Kenmore West, leading 20-8. Klein's going to throw. He's under pressure, and it is intercepted, tipped, and picked. Oh, they're going to say it's incomplete. He dropped it.
But I'll tell you, guess what?
Anyway,
even if he guess what? It would have been right there anyway, right where it would have turned over on downs.
Yeah, so
he just wanted that interception in his hands, and I guess what? If I was there, I would have wanted the same exact thing.
Yep.
That was Zach Smith right there, number 54, almost came up with that interception.
Ball was tipped and almost picked and then fell incomplete. Go ahead.
But give Niagara Wheatfield credit.
Yes.
The reason why I want to give him credit is that's that screenplay that you've seen do well so many times already, so they learned from it, sat back, waited. You saw the tip happen right there, almost the interception, but learning from what happened in this game, making the adjustment. Adjustments are big. Niagara Wheatfield makes a nice adjustment right there.
So Tashawn Matthews in the backfield with Xander Fletcher. And they will fake the handoff, and they'll throw it. It's behind the receiver and incomplete.
That was Watson right there, who that was intended for. Behind him, like he said, that would have been a great catch if he was able to take that and bring it around.
That would have been one of those one-handed.
It would have been a really good
and
catch.
he'd have to have a lot longer arms. So it's 2nd and 10 for Niagara Wheatfield, 2:21 to play. And Kenmore West up 20-8.
Remember, folks, in high school football, what happens is every first down, the clock does stop so the chains can move. That gives you an opportunity to still get up and get set, even though Niagara Wheatfield does not have any timeouts left.
Here's Fletcher. He throws to Matthews near side. Matthews across the 30, and he stayed in bounds. Great play by Kenmore West to keep him in bounds. And Tashawn Matthews on the catch. A little short of the first down. And it's 3rd and 3 from the 3rd and 3 for Niagara Wheatfield at their own 35-yard line. Less than 2 minutes remaining. Here's Fletcher. Back to pass. He throws deep down the near sideline. Out of bounds, incomplete. It was caught by Sean Watson, but he was out of bounds when he caught it.
Still was a hell of a catch.
Yes, it was.
It was absolutely out of bounds, but it was a hell of a catch as he comes down with it.
Yes, it was. And that'll bring up a 4th and 3 for Niagara Wheatfield. Falcons are out of timeouts. They're down by 12 with 1:40 to play here as Kenmore West looks to put this one away.
So, Stu, being you're the former Channel 2 guy, and being in that weather room over near us, right? If this was December, I'd be worried about those clouds being lake effect clouds right now.
Yes, and down goes Fletcher. He's brought down on the play, and Hezekiah Mercado with the sack, and it will be turned over to Kenmore West on downs. So a big Mercado's had a number of big plays.
He really
today.
has played well today. I agree with you. That whole line you can see really has done well for Kenmore West. I mean, you've really seen is just look at some of the runs, especially when you talk about it is when you look at a runner and they go straight up the middle of that A gap. That means that was created by those offensive linemen doing what they've done, and that's one of the biggest reasons why you've seen some really good runs today. for Kenmore West.
Well, speaking of Luke Prince, I think Cameron Anderson just did the same thing your son did last night.
Oh, no, his son, so God, I said.
He came out here.
The only difference was Luke did it straight out in the middle of the field.
Okay. Well, Anderson did his thing and ran back into the game. And it's a kneel down for Kenmore West. Now, Niagara Wheatfield can't stop the clock, so that's kind of all they really have to do.
Danny Klein takes a knee for the Blue Devils.
And to bring up second down, and the clock continues to tick. Kenmore West beginning a little bit of a, you can see that they know they've got this game. They're feeling pretty good about it. And we're at the 1 minute mark as the Blue Devils come to the line of scrimmage. This will no doubt be another kneel down. And there's the kneel down. It'll bring up third down. I think they'll have to do that one more time, and that'll wrap up the game. An outstanding game for Kenmore West on both sides of the ball, really. They started out, the first play from scrimmage went for a 60-plus yard touchdown run by Jermaine Atkins, and they have led pretty much all the way. It was tied at 8 briefly in the second quarter.
Yeah, I mean, listen, Niagara Wheatfield, it just shows that, again, they're in another game. It was just turnovers, really, that was the key to the second half, right? Okay, they hold on a couple of those, finish some drives. You never know what's going to happen. And you got to like, though, what Ken West did. We talked about and said, listen, you got to go in, you got to clean up the turnovers, right, and clean up some of the flags. And they did exactly that, which is why they're going to go ahead and win this ball game and get themselves ready for 2 big games to finish this one off. One, to try to put themselves into the playoffs with a win against North Tonawanda. And then second, you're going to take on rival Kenmore East for, a big rivalry game. And a game that can easily get you ready for the playoffs.
Well, that'll do it, as you saw the final kneel down. And now the teams come out to shake hands at the 50-yard line. So we want to thank everybody for joining us this afternoon here at Crosby Field. The final score, Kenmore West 20, Kenmore West 20, Niagara Wheatfield 8. For Tom Prince, Heidi Gunther, Russ Battaglia, Mario Hall, and what's the, we have another man upstairs.
Brock.
What's Brock's last name? Do we know?
He's walking down right now. Brock, what's your last name, buddy? Last name. Your last name.
What was that? Delsano? Balsano, all right. Well, thank you. So we want to thank everybody for watching. Once again, the final score, Kenmore 8-20, Niagara Wheatfield 8. I'm Stu Boyer. Have a good night, everybody.
Life can be full of surprises, but not always the good kind. That's why we're committed to providing safe, quick, and cost-effective care, and we keep it simple. Just walk in. We're here for you. Learn more today.
I love being home.
There's nothing better than owning the perfect house to come home to. You've earned it, and we'll make it happen. Our local real estate experts and in-house team of financial professionals make buying or selling your home simple. Howard Hanna. Home happens here.